I've made a lot of mistakes in this run so far, and I'm definitely starting to feel them. With the benefit of hindsight, I could have done just so much better. This is one of the weirder mistakes I made. I set up my navy to fight the Changelings submarines and split them into task forces, but I completely forgot to pick the Admiral. I fixed it now, but have been missing out on some free stats. I need to start making some more divisions as well. It'll be a while before they're ready, but I need some infantry just in case I get into a war with Wingbardy or get naval invaded or something. I also need to get these tanks moving again. I can't just sit around with them and waste time. They have to keep getting kills. My whole strategy is basically a race. Can I thin out the Changelings fast enough for their advance to stop, or will I be too slow? At this point, it's still up in the air and it can really go either way. They appear to be attacking Cannell a lot, so I decide to go back there. There's some impassable terrain, which makes it easy to get encirclements. We've sunk 22 subs so far and a destroyer. Once the Changelings finish up in the north here, everything is going to come down to the south and things are going to get difficult again. So we have to do as much damage as we can now while their forces are divided. But these tanks are needed everywhere all at once. If we lose, that's going to be the reason why. I can only be in one place at a time, and the Changelings are pushing everywhere. My light tanks can't fight against their mediums. They just aren't good enough to do that. So whenever I see tanks, I pretty much have to run and go somewhere else, or attack from the sides to try and encircle them. The one good thing about these light tanks though that I really like is their speed. I have overrun a ton of divisions so far because of that. But again, I just can't be everywhere at once. Wherever I'm not, Equestria is being pushed back. We're running out of space. I really tried to get this tank, but it managed to escape. I might have been able to get it if I force attacked, but doing that would have pretty much destroyed these tanks. And I don't have the equipment stockpiles right now to rebuild them if that happens. It was around this moment right here where I suddenly realized that this probably wasn't happening. I just don't have enough tanks. I didn't destroy enough divisions in the time that I had. I destroyed a ton of them, but it just wasn't enough. I'm still going to be playing right up to the last moment, but I don't think we're coming back from this. The Changeling tanks were just too strong. Equestria's 97% capitulated right now. This is over. Since I'm a minor country, if Equestria caps, my tanks are going to be encircled, so I try to get them out at the last minute. There's also a window of opportunity here that I missed during this scramble. I have 150 political power and I'm at war, so I can switch to war eco. I didn't notice that though, and the chance slips away. Not that it matters, the game's over. At least that's what I thought. I'm not a major country, so I figured I would just automatically capitulate here and then I'd try this challenge again with a more optimized build. This was a first attempt after all. No one would have seen this playthrough if that happened. But the game handled this situation kind of realistically. If you think about it, it would be a bit silly if our country capitulated here when Equestria did, given we're on a completely different continent and haven't been occupied. So the game did a white peace instead to model that. I was able to evacuate the tanks. So I was left in this position here where I failed the original challenge I set for myself to prevent Equestria from capitulating, but I didn't actually lose. I actually got the entire Equestrian navy in the process too. Anyway, I made the decision here that if the game is going to keep going, then I might as well keep going too. I've changed the end goal of this run now. I couldn't stop Equestria from capitulating, but maybe I can liberate them. So that's the new challenge. I'll have to try preventing their collapse some other time. I'm fairly certain Wingbardy is going to attack us at some point, so I need to keep building up that fort line and prepare for that. It turns out there's actually an entire branch of our focus tree that only unlocks in these exact circumstances, when Equestria capitulates and we don't. So I start going down it now. I also want to keep grinding my tank general, so I send some volunteers out again. They managed to get there just in time before this blue country here collapses, but I don't think they're going to be very effective with this tiny amount of space. They're pretty much locked where they are, defending this one tile. So here's the first event in the chain. Essentially, the Equestrian royal family, after Equestria capitulated, managed to escape and sailed over to New Mareland. And now we get to decide whether we're sticking with our old country leader or whether Celestia, the former leader of Equestria, will take over. And that's kind of interesting. For the memes alone, we're going to do that. A disgraced and exiled princess who failed her people and lost everything she had is going to take over now and try to get everything back. Let's see how well she does. I wasn't very impressed at how poorly she handled things when she was in charge of Equestria, but maybe she's learned some things since then. Yeah, we've arrived here too late to change anything. I'm probably just going to pull out. I pulled the tanks off that tile because it was in circle. I'd really rather not lose them. It's extremely difficult to replace them with an economy as weak as mine is. The hippogriffs down here seem to have good relations with us. We'll send some volunteers there next to keep leveling up my tank general. It's annoying watching myself making simple mistakes. I still think at this point in the run that putting a field marshal will steal XP from the general, so I'm losing out on free stats again. You know, these tanks are actually kinda good. I think they just appeared to suck when they were fighting against the super buffed changeling tanks from earlier. Against normal countries with normal tanks that don't have those crazy buffs, they actually do pretty well. And here I actually get a pretty good idea. I'm just going to declare war on these guys outright. Then I'll actually start getting some war score and might actually be able to get something out of this peace deal. It'll also give me the chance to switch to war economy. I'm pretty sure that canonically the hippogriffs and the ponies are friends, so I'm not too against joining the war here to help them out. I don't see it as going against the spirit of the run. And maybe if I do it and we win, when Wingbardy attacks later, they'll return the favor and send some volunteers to help us out in exchange. They can't do that if the war is still going on, so we should intervene to end it sooner. I asked for military access beforehand so I can get my tanks into position before the war actually starts, so I don't have to worry about getting convoy raided. Now I could rush these guys down and win the war right away, or I could stop the advance here and wait until I have 150 political power and get war eco. I decide to do that instead. We're waiting. I actually deselect my national focus to build political power quicker. And now let's see if we can get anything here. I managed to get a small puppet. That's actually pretty good for me though. I'm really struggling to get manpower. I need more divisions in the field. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are, they just need to be able to hold the fort line I'm building on the border with Wingbardy. With the puppet, I'll have access to their manpower pool too. I also got some free divisions from the focus tree. There's supposed to be the exiles from Equestria and whoever else is willing to fight for us. I had enough equipment to turn one of them into a tank, and since they had experience already, I didn't have to train it up. And here I realize I can actually delete ships to get back the manpower from them. These are equestrian ships, they're not ours. So their sailors are joining my manpower pool. I've had inconsistent results with this in the past though. Sometimes deleting ships doesn't refund the manpower, and sometimes it does. I've never managed to figure out why that is though. But anyway, might as well take advantage of this and get rid of all the ships I don't want. I got a bunch of free division templates for my puppet as well. I'm going to train up a few and try and fill out my front line a little more. And there it is. Wing Barty is justifying on us. It's a really good thing I've been building this fort line all this time, because without it, we would have had no chance of surviving this. With it though, it'll be tough, but we might be able to hold. The fort line isn't finished yet, but a lot of progress has been made on it. It's actually slightly more optimal if I assigned these two the other way around. My infantry field marshal should be a general, and my infantry general should be the field marshal. I've done the math, and I can actually squeeze out a tiny little bit more entrenchment that way due to the way the traits on these two work. You know what this reminds me of? The Battle of Helm's Deep. I've got the wall and that big tower looking thing on the side, and I'm desperately trying to get help from whoever I can to try and man the wall from an unstoppable incoming invasion. I even end up putting a bunch of green units on the front line. Kids, basically. There's a surprising number of parallels. Here I notice that my navy is actually bigger than theirs, so I can hopefully keep naval supremacy. That means I won't need to defend my islands and ports in the rear, and that'll mean that I can put all my port guards on the main defense line as well. I don't know what these ask for assistance decisions actually do. They don't appear to do anything when I click them. I probably need some sort of prerequisite or something that I don't know about. And now at the last moment, a bunch of reinforcements show up right before the battle starts. Got these free units from the last focus I did. And here's the event. Wing Barty is demanding our annexation. Naturally, we're going to refuse, but I'm going to run out the clock first. I have 13 days to respond. I'm going to wait to give our answer until the very last moment to buy more time. Alright, they have the war goal now and can declare on us at any time. I also finally clicked these decisions to ask for help, but I didn't appear to get anything, so it's just a waste of political power. I have no idea what they were even supposed to do. They're definitely taking their time in starting the war. I'm not going to complain though, the delay gives me more time to build up the fort line. And here we go. It begins. And here's the big decisive naval battle. It's pretty much going to immediately decide whether we have to worry about naval invasions during this war or not. I'd say that's a pretty clear victory. I have a lot of damaged ships now, but we definitely won that. I'm going to be splitting the ships off and repairing them one at a time so that I can keep naval supremacy. My navy has to stay on strike force at all times. And I'm going to be doing the same thing I did against the Changelings. Whenever possible, I'm going to click the units that are standing next to my tanks, but I'm not going to actually advance away from the forts. Small raids, basically. Over time, it's going to add up to a lot of casualties. Capogryphia did also end up sending some volunteers, so our earlier intervention in their war in the south paid off. If we hadn't intervened, that war would still be going on right now, and they wouldn't be able to send any volunteers like this. Lack of fuel is an issue. I can only import by sea, but if I do that, those convoys will be raided. But my navy uses a ton of it. The tanks need it too, so I really need it. We seem to be doing okay so far. 30,000 casualties for us, 200,000 for them. About a 7-to-1 ratio in our favor. Here I come up with an idea. It's something I should have been doing earlier, but I didn't think of it until now. There's actually a strait crossing in the north here, and straits can be blocked with ships, so I can start thinning out their numbers a little bit by using it. So I pull some tanks away to start doing that. I let them take the tile, then I block the strait with a destroyer encircling those units. Then I destroy them and unblock the strait to let more units in, and repeat. I should have been doing this since the war started. It'd probably be over by now if I did. They might actually break through here. Yeah, they're breaking through. And this is exactly why I hate frontline orders so much. When you have one active, the game will have all your units completely abandon parts of the front line for no reason, causing things like this to happen. Fix one problem only for another to appear. 177,000 for us, a million for them. This is another annoying thing about this game. My entire fleet was sent after these 3 submarines, completely wiping out my entire stockpile of fuel in the process. Going to try a limited offensive here to see if I can encircle some units. It didn't really end up being worth it. Here I actually lost my destroyer. I had no idea how until I watched back this recording. You can see it for a split second that it ran into an enemy fleet with some surface ships in it, so I need a new one. I don't see any more enemy tanks, so I think it's time to actually start counterattacking for real. Having fast tanks is so nice. There's one enemy down. While they don't have a lot of units anymore, I still don't want to launch a battle plan just yet. I don't have a lot of manpower, and the limited amount I do have has to last till the end of the game. You have to retake an entire continent, so I don't want to waste any. I'm not going to battle plan until there's no enemy units left at all. And there we go. They have literally nothing left on the front line. Now we can battle plan. And there we go. That was actually a pretty tough battle there. They even broke through the fort line a couple of times, but that strategy with a straight crossing there really turned things around. I'm just going to annex everything for now and worry about making puppets later.